Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Penda James, and I just want to welcome you to this, what I am calling the Resilience Project. That's not the final name of it, but it's an opportunity for me to get to know people and to introduce my friends to my friends so that we can do awesome work in the kingdom. Today, I am talking to Mr. George Ohan. He was introduced to me by my cousin, Michelle Murray. Go back and watch that video. It was really good, talking about I take control of my life. So Mr. Ohan is the founder of the Fulton Film Company, and he can tell us a little bit about that a little bit later when he introduces himself. But what I know of it is that it is an international and worldwide ministry. He is a veteran of the United States Army. He's married. He has two beautiful baby girls, and he's originally from Aleppo, Syria, and his family is Armenian. So I cannot wait to dig into this conversation. This declaration is going to be awesome. But before we get into that, George, is there something that you want to tell us that I did not say?
That was a great introduction. Thank you. I'm going to Venmo you $20 for that.
Thank you. I
That was
received
nice. uh, I would like to add, it's very important to anybody watching this video right now, especially on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, click the little bell button, and follow my dear friend here and the Resilience Project. It's very important to her movement that if you're already on here, you're already watching this, you came here for a reason today, go ahead and do those things. It seems like kind of weird. You're subscribing, you're liking, you're leaving a little comment, you're clicking that little notifications bell button, but it's very important for this mission. And it's very important that when a commercial comes up or an ad pops up, instead of pressing skip ad right away, sometimes you can click the ad, or sometimes you can let the ad roll for a couple of seconds, and that also helps the channel survive a little bit longer. So instead of you physically sending a Venmo payment to support your friend, by you clicking an ad, you just send her like 8 cents. Hey, those little 8 cents will add up. So it's an entire process, and you're part of it. If you're here today, you can help this process a little bit by that, and also receive the information. It's an exchange of value.
Thank you so much for saying that, because I never ask people to like, share, and subscribe. So thank you for teaching me to stand present in the moment and do that. Okay, your declaration today is I look to God and make it
And
happen.
I make it happen.
So how do you define what it means to look to God and make it happen?
When I define what it means, I look to God and I make it happen. It's every choice. And I took a lot of notes because the declaration you sent me, I'm like, oh, that's deep. It takes time. It can't just roll off my mind. It takes thought. And I like to put thought into things. I like to put attention to detail into the things that I'm involved with. And so every choice, every choice encompasses this saying here. If I'm going to go and have a conversation, I see my 2-year-old daughter do something that I don't approve of. Well, that has to be a godly response. It can't be in the moment anger response. If I'm looking at the entire world and my next projects come up, it can't just be what George wants to do because of my big nasty ego, because I just want to do that. No, every choice. When I look to my wife and she says, hey, how does my hair look? And she just dyed her hair and I didn't like the color. I'm like, it looks fine, honey. I like it. Well, to me, I had to look to God to look past a little bit this time. And it wasn't about a lie. It was about, you know what? You have to say it looks fine. And it does look fine. It looks fine. And that was it. But I had to look to God instead of being George and being like, why'd you do that color? That was George's response.
Oh, yeah.
That was George's response. Why'd you do that color? But it was just like a bro, guy, man response, but it was stupid. And it's not the right response, and it was not the right time. She just had 2 babies, She's a mother. She's working really hard. She's going through it. Who am I to respond like that and put her in a position that's going to make her feel lesser? But that was just me as a human, as a man, but that's not right. That's not godly. So every response, and in business, if I respond, if somebody gives me a negotiation and it offends me, and George, the businessman, wants to come back as a shrewd businessman and undercut what he's saying with whatever, it's like, well, is this godly? Am I seeking to understand? Am I really just sitting back and using my 2 ears instead of my one mouth and just saying, you know what, George, at least this man is taking his time and his energy to sit across from you, and he's trying to tell you something and you ain't hearing it. You're not even hearing it. You're not receiving this thing. This person is actually trying to tell you something. You're just not hearing what you think you need to be hearing. For me, I gotta have these conversations with myself. So when I look to God and I make it happen, the I make it happen part most of the time is swallowing my own ego pill. Oop. That's how I can make things happen. Is I got to put my own differences in my own head aside, and that's hard, very hard to do.
It is really hard to do, especially when you're investing in something emotionally or financially and it doesn't look like it's working the way that you want it to. That can be tough. Excuse me, please. So, from what I'm gathering, you make a decision by filtering it through the lens of what God says or what you pray first. Is that accurate? Like, how do
I,
you?
I, I would say what's accurate is there's already a godly lens on it.
Oh.
Why would I have ever been in that situation if the last 100 moves didn't get me with a godly lens, with a godly lens, with a godly lens 100 times over, and I'm here today with this choice? I don't even have to second guess it. It's like, why would I even? I know this decision is already going for a good reason, for the right reasons, because there would have been no way this would have been introduced into my life if it wasn't right already.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, George, tell us, how has this been a thread throughout your life? Looking to God and making it happen. Like, from a little George up to businessman, married, husband George, wife, daddy George. How has God shown up and been a thread in your life when you look to him to make it happen?
This is a thread in my life. God showing up and me just knowing to make it happen, because I know there's no other choice. It's like when you show up on the land and you burn the ships behind you, there's no going back. And that's how I make every decision. Every decision. It's not a it's a risk. It's risky behavior. But throughout my life, out of the 8 billion people on earth, I'm that guy that makes decisions that way. And it's because of faith. The faith is so solid. Why would I second guess going back? Mm-hmm. No, this is going to work. So it didn't work out how I thought it was going to work. It's still working. I'm working it. You got to work it. You're working it. And it's hard while you're working it. While you're working the plan, while you're in the work, while you're in the trenches, it's hard. It's really hard. And people sit there like, man, I shared my tweet. I put this thing on Facebook 8 times. Nobody even supported me yet. So you didn't do the work. So God's been there because of the figures that I've had in my life. The way I look at a presence of God is other men and women in my life who are good people and not necessarily Christian or this or that or spiritual or religious, just good people. So I know they were placed there by God for a reason in my life. Mm-hmm. And they're great examples. We need leadership. We need mentors. And as I look to that, there has not been one example of anybody, not one in my life, that I've seen be successful or happy. And actually happy is what they consider to be successful without working for it, without really putting in for it, without really sacrificing a lot. They've sacrificed their biggest love in their life. They've given up their biggest fear in their life. They've given up the thing that they fear the most to get what they desire the most. And that's only with God. And that's how I've done it, by me seeing that as a youngster. My family being Armenian, from World War I, there was a genocide. They killed 1.5 million Armenians for being Christian. And so my family already had to end up in Syria. Me being a Christian Armenian, I was born in Aleppo, Syria. Then we had to leave again because, Armenians in Syria maybe was not that good of a situation. So we ended up in California. I ended up in Los Angeles. Now I'm a film producer. So thank God. Yeah. 2 times refugee, and then you end up being a film producer because where you land is in LA. And now I got the cameras to tell all the stories. Now I got all the friends to tell the stories. I got all the filmmakers. All of my friends are storytellers, writers, filmmakers, cinematographers, editors. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to fight back with media. I don't have a gun. My tough guy days are over. I was in the Army for 8 years, active duty U.S. Army soldier, 3 years overseas, and my tough guy days are over. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. But what I've seen, a trend in my life, when you look to God, where you find that strength is because I've seen others do it. I've seen others do such phenomenal feats. I'm like, wow, a human is capable of that, then surely I could do it.
So I have I'm experiencing a moment of emotion right now. One, because you're talking to me, this resilience project, I'm the resilience project. It's me, basically. Mm-hmm. I am learning how to dream in color again, how to dream big again, because I just stopped doing it. I'm done. Stop. But I could do it for everybody else. I could push everybody out there. Go do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna cheer from you in the background. But something in me wouldn't allow myself to experience it. So here I am in this moment listening to you, and you're talking about the world war of against your people. You're talking about being a refugee, and every single step got you to where you are today, which is exactly in your purpose.
That's right. So you too. My family, my father, my mother, they had to take every step in their life the way they took it, in the airport, here, there, everywhere, for us to be here today. And that was already settled 30 years ago. Today was going to happen already 30 years ago.
I don't know why I'm responding this way, but I needed this conversation because I think I forgot how to dream. Like, I honestly believe that it's so easy to hear other people's stories because I'm a writing coach, and what I do is I help leaders who are in transition, to get unstuck, to execute their goals, and to inscribe their legacy. And so I work with people that come to me with these really, really heart-wrenching, heartfelt testimonies and stories and ideas and books and poems and plays and dissertations. And these are all dreams that I have. And I don't know why it was so easy for me to turn that knob off for myself, but turn it full blast on for everybody else around me. So I just needed to say in this moment how grateful I am that God connected us, because something in me is stirring. And I just need to figure it out. Like, I'm starting to see.
And coaches need coaches.
Yeah.
And it's a wolf pack. It's a tribe. Call it what you will. It's just a bunch of homies. It's friends. Like I said, all my friends are writers and this. They're all really in touch with their emotions. So it's okay that we're open, and it's a different community of creative people. It takes a certain type of person to do what we do. There is no security in what we do. There's no paycheck for being creative. You figure it out, and that's okay, because we're willing to do that. And what people don't understand about our group, our tribe, is we do it for us, but in a place of service. We're serving others.
Yes.
It's from a place of service. So just like I served in the military, just like you serve in the church, just like
Yeah.
we're naturally community servants, and that's okay. We just find other like-minded people who don't think we're weird for volunteering. They don't think we're weird for doing free gigs. They don't think whatever, because we do a lot of that, and that's okay with us. It's
I get to
okay.
the place though, George, where I'm like, okay, I've been pouring and pouring and pouring into other people. Like, is somebody gonna pour into me too? Like, am I only designed to be the funnel who doesn't hold anything that
Yep,
I'm
yep. Because God respects you. God loves you so much. He's gonna be like, Penda, I'm gonna let you keep doing this as long as you want to do it. Since you want to do it, since you don't want to respect yourself yet, since you don't want to name your price, since you don't want to name your price, let's do a little drill real quick. May we?
Yeah.
Go to fultonfilmcompany.com.
Okay.
And you can share your screen if you want so people can see this.
Okay. Hold please, everybody.
It's down in the bottom, I believe. Share screen.
I got
There
it.
you go. Okay, cool. You got it.
It's
What
just
am I
taking a
talking about?
minute.
You got this. Okay, now let's go to where it says about. Okay, now scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay, that last paragraph where it says private consultations, okay? Let's read that out loud.
Private consultations are accepted on a case-by-case basis. Pay rate to personally hire Mr. George Ohan starts at $1,000 per hour. 10-hour minimum retainer for services. Does not include travel and per diem fees.
Okay, you can stop sharing right there. I wanted you to see that, and I want your audience to see that. If this video was 1 hour, they just received a $1,000 donation into their life. They received a $1,000 donation into their business, into their situation. The insights that I'm sharing is not me talking. It's the world that I've traveled for the past 20 years, the very smart and intelligent women and men who I've talked to. And when you hear this, when you're having your moment, that's not me delivering that. I'm a messenger. Who am I? I'm a physical little body. I'm nothing. I'm flesh. But when certain words out of my lifetime of experience and 2 college degrees and 8 years active duty in the military, when those certain words in this little block of 1 hour comes out, those are for you. Those are for you. I don't just talk just to talk. If my voice is coming out, it's for my family. Unless somebody has Venmo'd me or PayPal'd me $10,000, because you see there, 10 hours minimum, just like an attorney or anybody else. I'm a marketing consultant on retainer. Unless somebody sends me 10,000, they don't get a video chat with me. They don't get a phone call with me. They get nothing. And as we're on a call like this, we're like, yeah, hey, how you doing? Okay, good. And I'm talking to them. Every 1 hour that we speak is $1,000 deducted from their balance. And they're okay with that. They love that because they're getting $100,000 or more in value. So they know they need to pay that little baby chump change.
Yeah.
But you offer the same value.
I do.
You offer the same value. And when I went to your website, and the biggest thing that I put a no-no on my notes was shop, on your shop thing.
Oh.
I'm like, oh no, girlfriend. We need to get heavenly with these prices.
Okay.
All the way up. All the way up.
All the way up. Okay.
You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because the first time somebody comes to your website is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to be introduced to you, at either $283 or $2,800.
All right.
I'd rather just wait. I'd rather wait for that 2,800.
Okay.
And the 283s, you know who they are? That's the free gigs. That's because you do you. That's because who you are anyways. Because people are hitting you up all day long anyways. Because they're already just hitting you up all day the way they hit me. And I can't be like, oh, hey, Joe. Hey, Sally. Hey, whoever. I know these people. I know these people in physical life, in flesh form, and on
Yeah.
earth. I can't just diss them.
Yeah.
I can't be like, go to my website, look at my $1,000 rate.
Mm.
I know these humans. I have a spiritual bond with them. I have a connection. God put them in my life. God put me in their life. And we're about to find out why. But I need to play my position, and I need to be humble, and I need to keep offering whatever much I can offer until the points where I feel like somebody's taking, until I feel like this value of exchange is no longer even. But if I feel good that I helped you, that's enough for my mental health, that I didn't go pay a therapist $1,500 for the hour, and I just sat there and did my work. I do me. I do what I love. I'm writing, I'm producing, I'm doing what I love. And because of you asking me, because of you having the courage to come and ask me for what you asked me for, you get it, and you're actually helping me. You're helping me help you. You're helping my mental health. You're helping me feel good about myself. When I work, when I create something, I earn dignity within my soul, within my heart.
Yeah.
So it's not a free gig, but if you make me feel like it's a free gig, like I'm working for you to get you what you asked me for, then no.
I'm like, how did we get here from I look to God to make it happen? But I get it.
Because that's why. It's all of it is like, dude, God would be upset at me if I took this deal, because say, George, you're not honoring your family, are you?
Oh.
George, you're not honoring your neighbor, are you? You're over here trying to serve West Africa, but you're not even serving your community in Fresno. Wow, George.
You out of order if you're doing that. Yep.
So I'm like, no, but by me creating the West Africa thing, I got people from Fresno to donate. A person from Fresno would never have, I'm not gonna say never, but would have created this exact event or this thing. And now they can be involved in it. They can contribute their energy, their time, their money went to support creativity and arts and a talent show in West Africa, but they did that from Fresno. So I got to help somebody in my city build themselves up like, hey man, I'm supporting the Gambia. You know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I gave them that opportunity. I created that opportunity.
So while we're there, can you tell the viewers about what Fulton Film Company does? I mean, they can go to your website, but just a brief, your elevator pitch.
Fulton Film Company does whatever it takes. That's it.
Okay.
You contact us. You contact us, and we are the plug. We know somebody for everything. The film company name could be a little bit misleading, and the fact that it says Fulton, there's a place here in Fresno called Fulton Mall, but I know it's Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of calls for film production, and I'm like, you know what? There's a bunch of film companies, production companies in Georgia, and I'm eating their lunch right now because I'm getting their leads. I'm getting all their leads because of my digital marketing, just because my name's Fulton. So there, everybody, I gave you my secret. Go ahead and put that on Google and take some of those leads back. But I actually just call people and give up leads all day long for free. Fulton Film Company does digital marketing, social entrepreneurship, huge events. If you go to our website and click Hire Us, you're going to see everything we do, from the Financial Literacy Film Festival, which we created, to projects in West Africa, to documentaries, to small commercials, to just helping out a micro influencer with a short video.
Okay.
The African Film Festival, Root Flicks, which is the Netflix of African films, we do the marketing for it. So many different things.
Wow. Okay, George. So what do you want people? You've given a lot of wisdom today.
Did we do the third declaration?
This is what I'm about to ask you. You ready? Okay. What do you want people to know about looking to God and making it happen?
I'm going to use something from Steve Harvey.
Okay.
I want people to know this about when you look to God and making it happen. The making it happen part, that's personal responsibility. That's on you. Okay? That's on you. God is not Santa Claus. God is not Santa Claus. Just because you put something on a list or you wish for something doesn't mean it magically appears. If you look at a tree, every year at the end of the season, that tree drops 10,000 seeds or more, 100,000 seeds. and under the tree in the bottom of the base, you see 1 or 2 seedlings pop up next season. That's the law of nature. Are you putting in 100,000 or more attempts to get your little 1 or 2 things back? Or are you trying to defy the law of nature? Every single tree out here, every plant, everything has to do that, but you think you don't? Okay. Here's the Steve Harvey part. I watched this video one time, and I think he was like, it was one of the after shows, the behind the scenes of his game show, and he's talking to people, and he says, I even drew a little street map here. There's Hope Street and Doubt Lane.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Hope Street and Doubt Lane, something like that.
Okay.
And like somebody puts in an Amazon order to God, puts in an order. Hey, God, here's my prayer. Hey, God, here's my prayer. Here's my order.
Yeah.
I really want this. Here's this. Here's. And then they're like, start getting nervous. But you already put your order in. You already got your order in. And God's like waiting to get to your order. You already got your little order in.
Yeah.
And now it's order day. And God's like, okay, cool. And he's like, boom, sends out the delivery man. Delivery woman's coming out there. They got your little order. They got your package. They have exactly what you wanted. Exactly what you wanted from God. Exactly what you thought you needed. Exactly what you've been asking for. Your prayers. It's coming. It's on the way. It's on the way. It's coming.
It's on the way.
It's going to Hope Street at the address where you ordered that from. But you left.
Oh my goodness.
You're not even home. Yeah. You ain't home. You're not even home. You know where you're at? You're over here chilling on Doubt Lane. You're over there 2 blocks over. You're over there in self-doubt, self-pity. You're over there already. So here comes the delivery man. He's like, return to sender. Here, God. They didn't even want that. They didn't wait long enough for it. They weren't patient for it, were they? Return to sender. We can't leave that. We can't leave these blessings on the porch. These aren't porch blessings, people.
No.
No, you got to work for these ones. These aren't porch blessings. This isn't a magical little thing.
It's not magic. We got to put in the work.
Spirituality requires a lot of faith. And if your faith is wavering, it will be hard for you to stand with a backbone against most things. You have to have a solid base of something. I watched one of your videos. You had a woman on there, which I loved what she said. She created battle scriptures.
Yes.
She created 10 battle scriptures.
Yep.
Memorized them, and she has them, and she's just right there. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Because she has this like Batgirl belt. She's a superhero to me, because when she blessed me with that, I received what she was telling me. I'm like, wow, okay. She's just got these, like, it's, to me, I saw it like a fortune cookie, just a little thing. The scriptures on there, 10 of them. And she's like, today's problem is this. Let me take out my little scripture. Let me get my little strength. Back to work. I gotta fight my way out of this one. Yeah. But if you don't have a foundation of what you even go to for that strength, if you don't even have your little scriptures, you don't have your backup, you don't have your little Batman belt of tool belt of how to fight the holy war, the whatever, your own spiritual battle, your own mind battles, you're probably destined for failure. So I Make It Happen is the epitome of everything that we do. When you look at Fulton Film Company, anything that we have, when people ask me, when you go to my Instagram and the little tagline, it says, hey, George, what do you do? Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. What does that mean? Obviously with integrity.
Yeah.
Obviously with discipline, with professionalism, with everything along the way, but whatever it takes. That means me, when I'm tired, when I'm hungry, when I'm thirsty, I'm still knocking it out. I'm still calling people. I'm still on my A game. I'm still speaking. I'm still being focused. I'm still giving every single phone call attention to detail. I'm not just copy, paste. If you're doing that, that's okay, but that's the result you will get.
Yeah. Every decision requires an intentional action.
Was it a godly intent? That's the result you will get.
Mm-hmm.
If I reach out to you, I'm coming at you with the position of how may I serve you is the first question usually.
Yeah.
How may I serve you? What does that mean? How can I help you? Do you have a need? Do you have a pain? Is there a problem in your life where I'm coming across and I can help you? If they're like, nah, no. Well, guess what? I shouldn't waste your time and I shouldn't waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm in a business of sales. I'm in finance industry. I need 100 no's. I beg God. I pray for 100 no's every day. I'm like, God, please, please let me come who what I'm saying, please. Because after that 100, there's going to be one human who says yes.
Yes.
And I need to just get through everybody to get to my yes. Those people are just, I don't need to get in their way. They don't need to get in my way. I don't like them any less. They shouldn't like me. And that's just like, whoop, whoop. I'm trying to get to where I'm getting to. It's like a gold prospector. You got to get through all these dirt nuggets to get to the gold nugget.
Got to get to the goal, and you got to keep digging till you get there.
Keep digging.
You got to keep
gold mine.
Is there something else that you want our viewers to know? Any final thoughts?
Two things, two notes I have here. One thing is your opportunities when you're like, oh God, there's nothing for me. I don't know. I'm at a dead end. There's just nothing. You must look for more gratitude. You should be more grateful if you're ever thinking that, because imagine the thousands of people who have prayed in a church, just had a prayer for all people, all these prayers that are out there for you.
Yeah.
Before you for the last 100 days. Every day there's some grandma sitting in a house. There's somebody over here. There's somebody over there. There's some spiritual, some prayer network, prayer group. And they're like, be with our people. And they're praying for you. And you're like, oh God, there's nothing. Don't do that.
Don't
do that. Don't do that. Don't put yourself there, please. You're doing that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, please. People love you. You are not alone ever.
And there's people who are praying for you that you don't even know are praying for
you. They've been. For how long?
So you better.
And so you're like, well, today I have nothing after all those prayers, after all that energy, after all that time spent, and people love you.
Don't you do that.
Exactly. You get it. You get it. Here's the other thing. My friends tell me, George, I'm looking for a sign. Don't tell me that, dude. Don't tell me that. When I'm looking around all day, I'm like, God, can you please stop sending me so many signs? Because I'm busy. I've received it. I have a duffel bag full of signs. I have a rucksack full of signs. I have a brain full of your signs. I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
And me as a man, and if you're another man and we're having some like business level conversation, you look at me in my face or in a Zoom call or something, and you're like, hey man, I'm just looking for a sign. Don't do that. Just don't. Knock it off, please. Are you telling me there has been nothing that has inspired you on this earth out of every 8 billion approximately humans who have creativity, who have energy, who have spirits, who have souls, who've created things, all the things around you? Nothing inspires you that you need another sign?
That sounds so foolish now that I'm hearing you say that.
Stop it.
When I hear people say that, I'm going to think about that differently now. You're not looking. If you're looking for a sign and you don't see one, you're not really looking, because they're all around you.
So when they say that, I'm like, okay, so when I describe that, I'm like, well, you're obviously not looking for a physical sign. So you're looking for a spiritual sign. You're looking for something from within that you think is going to manifest itself in physical world. on God's green earth, and you're going to look out there and be like, oh, there's that bus stop bench that said that thing. No, dude, that's not God talking to you. That's a marketer like George Ohan getting paid.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself, man.
Man, this is so good. Well, I want to thank you, George, and thank you for all of our viewers today. I have introduced you to my new brother from another mother across the
That's right.
country in California. He, as we say, snatched my edges today, and I hope that you had your journals and wrote down some nuggets, because what we're doing is creating declarations for leaders. So, George, what's your declaration?
My declaration, I look to God and I make it happen.
Write that
Whatever
down.
it takes.
Whatever
it takes.
Write that down. I love you so much. Thank
I
you.
love you back. Thank you.